Jump King is a Fadian game that took the streaming world by storm in early 2019 with its simple yet extremely precise controls and rage-inducing difficulty. After its massive popularity, Nexile released a DLC called New Babe Plus on June 7th of that year. I picked up the game earlier this year for a fun challenge and was shocked to see such improvement from run to run, even casually. I checked the world record board on speedrun.com and thought the New Babe Plus world record at the time looked beatable. Nai, a Chinese runner, posted a time of 6:52, which was an astounding 14 seconds faster than the Jump King himself, Cookie Crisp. However, there were 2 instances where Nai lost a cumulative 4 seconds due to very minor mistakes, but it were those mistakes that motivated me to try. I'd also like to take the time to mention some runs on YouTube that claim to be faster, but this is often due to 2 factors. The obvious first case are TAS runs that claim to be real. The second is related to the early release of Jump King having a broken in-game timer that did not align with real time. As a result, there are runs that claim to be 10 seconds faster than this one, but are actually almost 30 seconds slower in real time. This has since been patched by Nexile. The game, as many of you know, is very precise, and there are no takebacks. It's hard to speedrun because anything above the smallest mistake is a dead run. This makes the adrenaline pumping and the resets rolling. As a result, sometimes things don't go so well, and you completely choke away your world record pace run. What am I doing? Yeah. Dude, what is wrong with me? This run took roughly 3 weeks for everything to come together. I played anywhere from 3 to 5 hours per day, switching between on and off stream. During the first week, my game time was put entirely to practicing individual sections and mapping out the exact routing I wanted to take in a run, trying to strike a balance between speed and safety, because guess what? It turns out this game is pretty fucking hard. The second week, my goal was to continue to practice individual sections, mainly focusing on the most difficult sections, Lost Frontier and Black Sanctum, that feature some of the most consecutive, precise jumps of the run. However, I also wanted to establish a finish run with an okay time to prove I could one day put it all together. And I couldn't do it. I dropped 2 promising runs in Deep Ruin in the exact same spots. Wait, no, actually 3, and this one was seconds off of world record pace in just my second week of runs. Fuck. Nonetheless, I focused 90% of week 3 on runs, which eventually culminated into that omega choke on the final section, but eventually this final run here. Just really, it's such a hard game to speedrun. You just make one mistake and it's over. Yeah, but let's see how you managed. The crux of this run actually happens in the first 3 sections of the game. It is pivotal that you reach Underberg, the 4th section with the infamous win mechanics, by 1:52 on the clock or faster, in order to catch the fastest win cycle. Speedrunners dub this Zero Cycle. This is done by having extremely clean movement in all 3 of these sections, with only about 2 seconds of leniency for suboptimal movement. Bright Crown is pretty straightforward. It tests consistency and landing accuracy. You have to set up every jump using the landing location of the previous, because you can't walk in the snow. There are many cases in the speedrunning setting where landing on the wrong part of the platform just ends the run. Colossal Dungeon separates the boys from the men in terms of mechanics. Here you can save a lot of time and increase your chance at hitting Zero Cycle by reducing your amount of total time spent jumping and using the ice physics to propel yourself forward throughout the area. In isolation, the jumps here seem pretty simple, but it's all about speed. This is exemplified with these 3 consecutive cage jumps toward the end of the area. False King's Castle is our final short but difficult Zero Cycle test. After a test of landing accuracy and mastery of the ice mechanics, False King's Castle brings us our first classic Jump King jumps with low margin for error. Here we have a very precise alignment on this small platform to set up a full jump to the left. After advancing to the next screen, there are 2 jumps to small ledges with severe consequences for falling, which is very reminiscent of the tower from base game. And we made it. We touched down on Underberg around 150, 2 seconds faster than the required pace, and it turns out we needed that time, because I missed not 1, but 2 of these jumps to this post. Luckily, the run is saved by landing my 3rd just as the wind is about to change. In a casual playthrough, Underberg can be one of the slowest, grindiest, and hardest sections in the game. However, with proper planning and alignment, you can full jump your way up most of the area, making it one of the less stressful areas to speedrun. Imagine this is world record and now you're officially going to be stamped on the world record VOD forever. It also helps if you are a literal prophet. As we make our way up the remainder of Underberg, there really aren't many non-full jumps left. The last one here is across the way, with high consequence of falling, but the rest of it is pretty riskless. Now, no matter what you've done up to this point, as long as you've stayed on this cadence in the wind and you've made 0 cycle, you are essentially on world record pace. So any mistakes up to this point have been forgiven, but on the flip side, any optimal movement has also been erased. The pressure starts to build now as I head into Lost Frontier. I consider this the most difficult section in the game and a true run killer. There is not much to say about this. It is genuinely just precise jump after precise jump. A gauntlet of about 17 potential run enders in here. I would say I get about 5 to 10% of my runs to 0 cycle, and only about 10% of those runs actually make it through this death trap afterwards. And to give you some context, this is my most practiced area by far. I've practiced more Lost Frontier than all other sections combined in terms of isolated practice. Now you're probably thinking, after I gave you that context of percentages of where my runs usually end, how many times have I actually made it this far to continue the run? And even though I have the world record in this category now, I've probably only made it past Lost Frontier 12 to 15 times ever on legitimate runs. Hidden Kingdom's gimmick is optical trickery. However, to someone who has played this game as much as I have, it has little effect at all. In fact, it is used to my advantage here, because they compensate having hidden platforms by making them large and simplifying the jumps all the way up with proper alignment. This is the calm before the storm. Another run killer ahead, Black Sanctum. Black Sanctum is another infamous area in New Babe Plus, an absolute terror for the casual player, and in the speedrun, there are no freebies here either. This area could hypothetically be done with 2 fewer jumps than you're seeing here, but it adds even more difficulty to an already tough section for very minor time saves. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because after phase 1 here, I choose to jump left, a significantly more precise jump than the right for 1 second time save because I practiced it. My heart is pounding at this point, and it shows because I literally missed the first jump. Luckily, this jump has a backup strat that loses almost no time. And that was very, very, very fortunate on my end. The cool water theme and physics allow me to catch a few more breaths than normal. It wasn't the cleanest movement ever, but at the very least, we did not choke this jump here. I will let the music take us home. go! Let's go! Oh my god! That was such a good run! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! Yes! Dude! Dude! That was so good! Zero mistakes. Zero mistakes. Oh my god. Dude, that run was so good. Let's go. As you can see, I am just off the walls excited when I finished this run. It was exactly the run that I wanted. No even minor errors, no major errors. Really, the only improvement that could have been made using my current strategies were, you know, slight movement optimizations and less time lining up jumps. But I gave this run everything I had, and I didn't just beat the record by a couple seconds, because even if I did, I would have known I had, you know, more in the tank and more to offer going forward. So I'm glad this run ended up coming into fruition, because it really had everything in it, and I'm so stoked. I had a lot of fun making this video. I'm really new to this whole YouTube thing. Still fairly new to Twitch. I would really appreciate support on both those platforms, twitch.tv/MiyagiSSBM. So if you've made it this far, that means a lot. I hope you guys have a sparkling rest of your day. Take care, and until next time.